Dante's Boxing Nation, Dante's Cooking Nation. We are out here. Where are we at?
We're out here in Bangkok.
There you go. She's from Ireland. Matter of fact, introduce yourself to the world.
My name's Hannah and I'm from Ireland and I'm the biggest fan of his cooking show.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Biggest fan?
And I'm from Ireland, sorry.
No, I can edit it, don't worry about it. All the way in Bangkok, Thailand, y'all.
No,
I'm gonna get
in
it right.
Ireland as well.
In Ireland, you hear that? DBN is international,
My
guys.
churros are ready now.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna end mine.
What? Oh shit. Hey, everybody know Team Crawford. Y'all know I get active. Let's go.
How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing. I think he should be in the book for
Really?
how,
Is that good?
how to learn boxing, you know?
Really?
He's a very good fighter. Yeah, I like to watch his fights.
For me, pound for pound, number one is Terence Crawford. I like this man.
I think it's Crawford first.
I think Terence Crawford right now in the sport of boxing is the pound for pound best fighter in the sport of boxing right now.
So here we go again. Canelo Alvarez, they go back and forth where Canelo Alvarez, he starts trying to completely discredit Terence Crawford's resume. Now, first of all, this is funny because Errol Spence, he did the exact same thing. Canelo, he's repeating what Errol Spence said verbatim. Crawford, he hasn't beat anybody. He has a horrible resume, etc., etc., etc. Man, I'm going to completely debunk all of this and unpack it, but I want to first play the clip.
Don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want to fight and everything, I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't a great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
He's not elite.
It's cool. Is
there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're going to find out. I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money because he's going to be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never the same after me.
Okay, so first things first, Canelo Alvarez, he's doing a wonderful job of completely repeating race fan talking points on the internet. If you guys haven't noticed the pattern, whenever a Black American boxer beats anyone, it doesn't matter how good he is, race fans will always try to discredit the win by saying the opponent, he wasn't that good, he didn't train for the fight, or he wasn't experienced enough. He was too young, like Canelo when he fought Floyd Mayweather. Oscar, he was too old when he fought Floyd. Errol Spence, he was weight drained when he fought Terence Crawford, etc., etc., etc. We know what time it is. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury, he beats Wilder, full credit. Canelo Alvarez, he beats Caleb Smith, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, full credit. George Kambosos beats Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo turns down a rematch. Devin Haney beats George Kambosos. Now George Kambosos is trash. But then Lomachenko beats George Kambosos, and it's a terrific win. Go back and watch the fight on ESPN. Look at the way they praise Lomachenko when he beat George Kambosos. Joe Tessitore, he's the same person who said that George Kambosos was never a good fighter right after Devin Haney had beat him. But he was the one that was praising the hell out of Lomachenko when he beat Kambosos. He was also one of the main ones pushing the propaganda saying that George Kambosos was undisputed when he was about to fight against Teofimo Lopez. When the truth was Kambosos only had 3 belts and Devin Haney had the WBC belt. Okay, so now let's go ahead and unpack everything Canelo Alvarez said to Terence Crawford when it comes to his resume. See, here's the problem when it comes to a lot of Black American fighters. They're dominant in the ring, but outside of the ring, man, they don't know how to debate. They don't know how to bring up all the actual irrefutable facts. They're just completely lost when someone tries to discredit their resume. I mean, Terence Crawford, he could have made Canelo Alvarez look so bad when it comes to his resume. You see, there's a lot of deception taking place, especially when it comes to Canelo Alvarez's resume. See, a lot of you fans and Canelo Alvarez as well, because once again, he follows the narrative of whatever race fans are saying on the internet. So a lot of fans believe having a good resume includes the guys that you lost to. That's where you're wrong. It doesn't include the guys that you lost to. You don't get credit for who you lose to. Anybody can lose. It's easy to lose. What's harder to do is to win. I don't care how big the names are. You lost to that person. You get no credit for that. Do you know how many losers have fought some of the biggest names in the sport of boxing? So Terence Crawford, he really could have flipped this on Canelo Alvarez and exposed Canelo Alvarez's resume. All Terence Crawford had to say is, name the elite boxers that you beat. Because when you ask a question like that, that's when the list gets really, really short. Because there is no way you can say Canelo Alvarez has beat better competition than Terence Crawford. We all know the best fighter that Canelo Alvarez has beat was Gennady Golovkin. And the first two fights ended in controversy, where a lot of people don't even believe that he won those fights. So name 2 or 3 elite fighters that Canelo Alvarez beat, dominated with no controversy. That would mean you cannot include Gennady Golovkin. You cannot include Erislandy Lara. You can't include Shane Mosley because Shane Mosley wasn't even ranked when Canelo fought him. What you guys have to understand is, in every other sport, you have to go to the playoffs and then you go to the championship. You fight against people who earned their spot, right? When you go to the Olympics, you're fighting against a guy who made it to the semifinals, the quarterfinals. So that means you're playing against a team who is currently the best at that time, or you're fighting against an opponent who is currently the best at that time, who made it all the way to the finals. So just to give you guys a better example, when Shane Mosley fought Canelo Alvarez, Shane Mosley, he didn't make it to the playoffs. He wasn't even ranked. In fact, Shane Mosley, he was coming off of 2 losses and a draw when he fought against Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo gets no credit for that win. See, these fans, they keep trying to use name salad. They try to distract you and blind you with the names. Look at the names on Canelo Alvarez's resume. Those names mean absolutely nothing if you didn't beat them, or they're coming off of a loss, or a couple of losses in Shane Mosley's case. Now, since Terence Crawford brought up Victor Postal was a playoff type of opponent. So a lot of these fans, they either didn't follow Terence Crawford's entire career, or they just have convenient memory. Not only was Terence Crawford being accused of ducking Victor Postal at the time, but this is also the time when a lot of fans were saying that the Eastern European fighters, they have taken over the sport. They're dominating the sport right now. Victor Postal was one of those Eastern European fighters. He was 28-0, and he had knocked out Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse was a beast at the time. He was like a Murder-Zaliev. He had never been knocked out before. He was a very aggressive Argentine knockout artist who had technique on top of his aggression. Now, by way of contrast, when you look at some of Canelo Alvarez's recent opponents, from Caleb Smith to Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, John Ryder, Berlanga, William Scoll, none of those fighters have a win as big as Victor Postal's win over Lucas Matisse. Even when it comes to Terence Crawford beating Jeff Horn, none of those opponents that I just named that Canelo Alvarez faced had a better win or a win as big as Jeff Horn had beating Manny Pacquiao. And Jeff Horn was such a difficult fight for Manny Pacquiao. Do you guys know that Manny Pacquiao, he turned down the rematch? Pacquiao, he turned down the rematch for the same reason Canelo Alvarez turned down an immediate rematch against Bivol. Because if he were to lose to Bivol 2 times in a row, that would have really ruined Canelo Alvarez's career and reputation, which is the reason why Canelo Alvarez, he started taking on soft touches and easier opponents after he lost to Bivol. He realized that he wasn't on that level to fight against dangerous, tough opponents, unless it was an opponent that was 2 or 3 weight classes smaller than him, like a Terence Crawford. Man, Crawford, if he knew what he was doing, he could have destroyed and embarrassed the hell out of Canelo when he brought up this whole elite opponent point. I'm just gonna give you guys one more example, because I can give you tons of examples when it comes to fighters that Terence Crawford beat. But let's talk about Ndongo. Ndongo is another fighter. He knocked out the undefeated Russian knockout artist Eduard Troyanovsky. Ndongo knocked him out to become champion. And before Troyanovsky lost to Ndongo, Troyanovsky, he fought a really good undefeated Argentine fighter by the name of Cesar Rene Cuenca. He was 48-0, and Cuenca had beat some good opponents. So man, if I really dissected this whole situation, this would be a damn near 1-hour video. But with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.